So, tell me about where you were born.
I was born in Toronto, Ontario.
Uh-huh. And who was your mom and dad?
My mom was Cecily Blanche Lowings, and she married my father, Henry William Smith, in England. And when my father asked for his wife's hand in marriage, his father-in-law to be said, as long as you bring her to Canada. So after a year in England, he brought her to Canada, where my grandfather had come to work on a farm in the Toronto area and served in the Canadian Army during the First World War. Um, and um, my parents lived with him and his wife and family for a few years. And then he bought some land up in northern Toronto, and he bought two pieces of land. And he built a house on the first piece of land with the neighbors and everybody helping him, and his in-laws as well. And then when I was coming up, when I was born, because the house was very small, it was only a two-bedroom house, uh, and I was a second child. The They built a house next door, on the other piece of land, and so I was brought up at 259 Brookdale Avenue in Toronto. And the other house was later sold to um, people who became neighbors and friends of ours over the years. Um, I was educated there, and it was during the Depression, and work wasn't very good for printers at the time. My dad would only work so many days a week, type of thing, and wherever he could find a job, type of deal. And he finally put his name in for he applied for a job with the Canadian printers, the Queen's printer in Ottawa. And he came down to Ottawa to work there during the war. And then we came down later, and we lived on McKay Street. After a bit, we got a house there to live in, and it was on the same street as the Governor General lives. So it was a nice neighborhood to live in. And I went to high school of commerce, and because I wanted to be a secretary, that was my goal in life at the time. And so I learned how to do shorthand and do all office equipment and that type of thing while I was there. And I graduated from there with the Board of Trade Silver Medal after 4 years of high school. And it was quite an achievement to get this award. It was one of the highest.